Welcome back to that Eurovision site, Eurovision with a Slice of Life. I am Daniel. I am joined today by Euan, and we will
Hello.
be putting the second half of our discussion for Eesti Laul, as the contest came to an end some time ago now. We will be discussing what we thought of this year's Estonian Eurovision selection. For those who don't know, it was back in February, 16 songs competed, and the winner was by a just insane margin, Tommy Cash with Espresso Macchiato. Ewan, what did you think of Eesti Laul this year?
I miss when Estonia was good.
Yeah,
I don't want to be negative, but I'm going to. This was just a mess. Uh, it was not a good vintage, and it does feel like Estonia's gone back quite a number of steps after doing really well in the last few years. So yeah, it is rather disappointing with that as a whole for me.
I think the worst part was like how much of a formality the whole thing felt.
Yeah.
Because it was the Tommy Cash it's going to Eurovision show at the end of the day, I think. Which if you like Tommy Cash, which clearly a lot of people did, that's fine, I guess. But if you like quality and original things, maybe not so much.
It's just there was actually some great songs in here. Um, well, third place Köln, banger, fantastic. There are some like classic songs here that would really showcase Estonian music, and instead we got a slightly offensive thing that doesn't even bother to speak Italian properly.
Hmm. I I sh I just don't get any of it at all, really, because firstly, I don't get where Tommy Cash is coming from. I think if you are going to put on this big, ballsy, arrogant man persona, why is this the song you're going with? Like it's not good.
Yeah,
I think even a lot of Tommy Cash fans don't like it. He can do better than this.
I saw someone say that it was actually it might be you who've said that this just feels like he's trying to cross off the Eurovision off the list.
Yeah.
Is it you that said, yeah, it's just it does feel like it's trying to be Kerry Yost without any charm to it. And it's just going through the motions of a song there, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, there were if regardless if you like the songs or not, there was something special about Cha Cha Cha. There was something special about Europapa. This is just a song by Tommy Cash.
Yeah. And he does have like it's not my cup of taste, but he does have cup of taste, cup of tea. That's the correct term there. He does have much better songs that actually like have some interest to it. This is something that in like 3 years, no one's gonna want to put on their no one's gonna want to put this on the 250 because it's
No.
just there. And I don't think it's actually going to do that great at Eurovision as well.
I think Eurovision is a place where big names, known names can go and just tank.
Mhm.
Because on the night, no one really cares who you are. I mean, like, sure, I'm sure like the most loyal fans will vote for him, but the people who like kind of know who he is will not care if they don't like the song. It's happened before, it will happen again. because
Yeah,
they will see they will see the funny Swedish sauna men and want to vote for them instead.
yeah,
That's
and even
basically
if
what's
this
going to
weren't a
happen.
year of like heavy, like got fun songs, I wouldn't even seen this manage to carve out its own space and other time. Yeah, it's just the whole thing just feels very, very strange, and I don't get it. And I, because you have this was basically the Tommy Cash show. How is this going to affect people actually submitting to SD Laul in the future?
And I don't think it'll have too much of an effect because
Well,
people
it's you've
just like,
already got so many people that should have been in this final
yeah,
being fobbed off into the wild card round that shouldn't have, coupled with this being a crowning ceremony for Tom. For those of you that are not familiar with the super final, Kulm got 3,634 votes. Meetes Sind got 4,334, and Espresso Macchiato got 41,414.
that's more than some political parties got the last election, by the way, in Estonia.
But even if you don't get enough votes in political parties in Estonia, you can still end up going to parliament 2 years later. This video came shortly after it was announced that Stig Rasta will be joining the Estonian parliament, so that's our reference there.
That's just, it's the fact that he lives in Stockholm as well.
The whole thing is just absurd. Speaking of
That,
absurdity, sorry on you.
that does bring me on to Stockholm. I think ERR, ETV, whatever, need to have a serious think just in general on who they are letting into the competition. Because in the main competition, in the wild cards, in the rejects, there are people there with, as far as I can tell, literally nothing to do with Estonia. There are so many songs in there that were just Sweden in the writers. It
Because this is a problem with every national final. You do just have Swedes just throwing
it's
like the worst things ever. But it seems to be particularly bad at Estonia at the
I
moment.
think Estonia might be the worst for it currently because they are just everywhere. And I don't know what ERR want from their show, but they are never going to be Melfest. They are never going to be UMK because
Yeah, it
Estonia doesn't have the budget, it doesn't have the population, it doesn't have any of the resources that they do. So they need to make ST Laul ST Laul.
because
Just
STLL used to be the quirky indie
yeah,
hipster national final because that's what Estonia was great at. It didn't necessarily reflect, if I can actually finally say the word properly, on the actual winner a lot of the time, but the entire contest was full of those great, unique, quirky things, and you're just there. It doesn't exist anymore, and it doesn't seem like Estilao knows what it is. It's just there for the sake of it. It's not promoting anything in a specific way. It's not trying to even promote like the artist. It's just there for it's that's really all you can sort of say with it.
yeah, I think it's trying way too hard to be a Nordic national final when being a Baltic national final, like Eurovision, like Supernova, who I think both had really good years.
Mm,
There was at least some good songs in Lithuania. Come on.
it was not a fine vintage for either year. This is not the year of Baltic yachting.
It is not the year of Baltic Yasing, but Lithuania and Latvia, at least this year, they know what they are. And you are getting people from Lithuania making songs for Lithuania, from Latvia making songs for Latvia. You don't have people making songs from Sweden for someone. I don't think I don't think they are making the songs for Estonia. I think they're making songs for at least trying to make songs for Eurovision. And I think that is a mistake because I want this song to go to Eurovision. A lot of the time makes a bad song. Whereas,
Almost every single time just
yeah,
makes the worst song.
whereas we've written this song, let's just submit it to Eurovision.
Mm,
It's this, it's always more authentic, nearly always better.
yeah.
That is what,
There's a big authenticity issue in this year's contest.
yes. Do we have any other thoughts on Eesti Laul this year?
Yeah, Estonia isn't coming left-hand side.
God, no.
It's lucky that this is such a bad year that it's gonna qualify. But yeah.
It's going to qualify, but I think it'll be much closer to not qualifying than people think.
Yeah,
And
oh,
I've
by no stretch of the imagination, I think this is sailing through. I just think it's yeah, that sort of like seventh place.
exactly that. And I would like to address minimum win. What happened, guys? It's kind of like they forgot everything about what made the 2022 performance stand out for me. Because if you're called minimal wind, but you are not doing a minimalist performance. So I didn't actually watch it live, and I was just got messages in the test chat, Daniel, you're not gonna like this. It was that kind of performance. And I honestly think we got quite a few of those kind of things in Estila this year.
Yeah, even my
Where
favorites, I wasn't really excited by what they'd
quite a
actually
lot of
done.
them just fell very flat.
Because even if you compare it to like the year before, the performances weren't all great, but they were unique.
Yeah.
Like those first round ones, if you think Traffic and Coravel, there was something there, and there wasn't really anything with this one. And the Espresso Macchiato performance was offensively bad.
Yeah, I also think there is not something like traffic this year where people will in a despite not actually qualifying, it did very well in Estonia domestically for some reason.
Mm.
I don't think any of these songs are going to be remembered in like a year from now. Like so many SV Lau songs in previous years have been. Because basically everyone in the Eurovision fansphere has at least one Eesti Laul song that they absolutely love and will defend to death. I think
Sace,
very, very few of those will be this year's ones, I think.
you need to say who you're defending.
Oh,
No,
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 no
in
one.
in general, your one song that you
Oh,
defend. Because mine is
CC.
Sace. Oh,
CC, Lighthouse.
okay, respectable.
But I think very few of them will be from this year's, though. Because even like the better ones, I think there are just better versions of them than previous ones.
Although you probably will have the likes of Tim defending Anna Celine. That just seems like something he would do.
That's just part. I think Elisa was this winner actually, which it's just very Tim. It's vintage Tim. But I think that is all we've got to talk about Estonia for hopefully a long time.
Mm.
Thank you very much for watching. I have been Daniel, Euan has been Euan, and be sure to check out That Euro site on all of our social media platforms linked in the description Check out that Eurovision site for all your news in the run-up to Eurovision and national, not, and pre-party season. We'll be bringing you all the best content from all of those. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Right.